And welcome back to the Internal Extreme Masters Cologne for our coverage of the League of Legends tournament. The amateur, of course, already done. 2 semi-finals done and dusted this afternoon. And we've moved on to our quarterfinals, where, unsurprisingly, perhaps, Gambit Gaming won the opening game. But we're going to move on to game 2 in a moment. We're also going to let you know that a competition has begun here in the Cologne studios. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. But I'm definitely going to share some of the results with you, which might make some of the audience members very nervous right now. We'll show you what they've been doing in a little while. But first, we're going to get back into our second game. It's Gambit Gaming versus the Reds. So let's go back to our commentary team. Chaps, take it away.
Thank you very much, Paul. So, we are going to get game 2 underway. What are we expecting to see here, Jason? I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a Quinn mid.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, all right, what are they going to ban out this time? And I remembered, oh yeah, you can't ban out Gambit.
No.
Like, you cannot ban out every single champion they play because then you're left with no champions to play.
Well, it's Red's problem now to ban out either Renekton or Shyvana, because one of those is going to get picked top lane.
Or Shen, because we did see Gambit take that out earlier on, and Darren, I believe that was actually on Shen, was the first time he ever had a flawless game.
But it was Gambit that actually banned Shen. So
they actually banned it. They didn't want to go up against it. But maybe an anti-ban, because that applied a lot of pressure early on for the Red. We saw them in the top lane have a really tough time going up against that 2v2. I'm not really sure exactly what they want to ban away. If anything, they need to ban what they don't want to go against within a specific composition. And I mean, they play a lot of Shen, they play a lot of Renekton, even some Lee Sin and Jarvan. The mid laner actually can play pretty much anything, Nixar, if he wants to.
Apart from Quinn.
Apart from Quinn. But I mean, he even played Vigar in the qualifiers to get here today. For Famco, I mean, they have Ezreal, Caitlyn, and then Demonko, Fiddlesticks, Nami, Annie. Like, they can play any of those. So pretty much, I think they might want to try to grab Annie if they can, or Fiddlesticks. Not ban that out, force Gambit to either ban it or take it, and then see where it goes from there.
Well, there is the Fiddle ban, so keeping up with the previous match, Gambit started off with the Fiddle ban, then they went Shen and Lucian, so we'll see if they stick along that line. We'll see Evelyn banned out, taken away from Diamond. Diamond seemed to be quite happy to just switch across the Vi. Don't think he did die once, actually. It's when he found he died first. He did die once, but it is going to be the Evelyn ban. So sticking with previous bans so far, we'll see whether they progress any further when you can see the bans on your screen, actually. Whether he's going to go for it, it's taking the same as game 1, ladies and gentlemen. Shen being taken away as well. So next one could be Elise. We'll see. Are they going to stick with it?
The thing is, during that game, it wasn't necessarily about the champions is why the Red lost. I mean, they did very well earlier on, but then they just kind of lost control of the game. They just couldn't handle Gambit's aggressiveness, handling, getting caught out of Dragon, losing 4 people in that one. They need to just kind of step it up, play a little bit better, play a little bit smarter, but as you're saying, we're seeing the bans continue.
Nidalee now, maybe? Will it be Nidalee? Or will actually Alex fancy playing Nidalee? Maybe. This is where they could switch up. Nidalee and Lucian were their final 2 bans. Lucian was the ban for Gambit last time around. Maybe they just don't want to face that. Maybe Genja just doesn't like that style of play. He did change his play. I mean, he went Bloodthirst to Phantom Dancer. That's something we've not seen from Genja at all.
Yeah, he used to build it on his Kog'Maw, because obviously you want to build attack speed on a Kog'Maw, but on his Misfortunes, on his Varuses, even on his Ashe with that tier build.
So they didn't want to face Shyvana. Well, Shyvana, to be fair, was Faris's champion, and Red really their best player. I guess you could say their best champion in the previous match. That does mean Lucian is available. He's the only one that didn't get through from the previous match bans.
I want to know what they're going to pick up here, though, because Annie is a possibility again. That was a very highly prioritized pick for Gambit in the last game prior for Edward. Then again, I kind of want to see him on Thresh, I'm feeling this Thresh King. I want to see if he's returned to his state here.
I wonder if Darian's just going to say, screw you guys, I'm taking Renekton. Lucian currently hovered over. Jack's also out there as well, don't forget. We saw him in game 1. Banned out in game 1, actually, of the NIP game, and picked in game 2 of the NIP game as well.
So he does go with Lucian, though.
So it was banned in game 1. So this time around, they're thinking, okay, it was Gambit that actually banned it as well. So they are. It's going to be Genja. Could be Alex Ich now.
This really scares me, though. Last time they tried to take the Korean meta and just exactly copy it was the Curse the Sad Bolt time back in Katowice. That didn't work at all. It just completely failed for their part. So are they going to try to go for that again with the double 80 composition like we've been seeing in OGN currently?
I don't think it's really copying the Korean meta. I think it's just a case of everyone's meta right now is Lucian. I mean, you can look at all the amateur tournaments that have been happening around Europe, and pretty much everybody is playing Lucian. He is a champion that is effectively dominating solo queue.
And the burst and the range, I mean, off of his Q, it's really hard
It's
to
a safe champion to play. It's a good range champion. We are going to see once again, looks like Nixar wants to be back on towards Jinx, so it seems to work for him. And again, the same support for Dimonko.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do terrible at all. They even got a kill onto Edwards, so they actually were up 1-0 in the lanes together. Oh, please let that be a Rengar. I think Darren was, in my head, the first person to actually play Rengar when he came out in a tournament that Joe and I were casting was like a qualifier for something.
And Rengar is kind of back as well. He's started to be played quite a lot more often, but Renekton is such a strong champion right now that I don't think Darien can see past that one. And again, we're going to see Diamond Prox just picking in Vio. Is going to be quite happy on that one, and it's a champion that we saw. I think I was talking about, it was Bengi, wasn't it, that we played it quite a bit.
You're mentioning that.
And trying to think back to the Worlds, who was heavily playing Vi quite a lot. Didn't actually make massive impact, I guess, in the Tournament of Worlds. More I can think of. I'm pretty sure Bengi played it a few times. Certainly back in the OGN summer, it was the champion he played in the finals. Monte Cristo will have to correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but it's a possibility. We are going to see Orianna, though, taken away from Alex Titch, although I'm not sure he wanted it this time around.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Lucian available, they banned it out last time, like you said, so if it's up, why not take it for potentially the mid? What are you oohing about?
We could have a double AD come out here. We could see Caitlyn being picked up by Genja.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. If we did see Lucian use middle, we would most likely see maybe another 80, well, obviously another 80 carry and go for that double 80 composition. That's what I'm kind of scared for is, can they copy what Korea's been doing and use it effectively? Because they couldn't do that during the Curse of Sad Bullet Time era. But maybe they've been working on that. I mean, we know they've been practicing for about 2 weeks now. They haven't been boot camping, but they've been practicing, which is really good to see. They need to get, their synergy back with Edward being here in the team. But I don't know. Maybe they will go that double 80 composition.
Yeah, ever since it was announced, he rejoined. He was back practicing. And I'm interested to see who they've actually practiced with, because speaking to Deficio early on, he was saying like it's really hard to practice right now. You can only really practice with the amateur teams because a lot of the LCS pro teams simply aren't playing at the moment. They've been taking that break. The ones that have already qualified, they're just starting to ramp up now because obviously they're building up to the Battle of the Atlantic that will be coming in a couple of weeks' time, which could be fantastic. I think Eddie's playing with our hearts there. It's because Annie is still available, and I'd be surprised if they actually go with anything but Annie. I would absolutely love to see Ziggs from Alex Ich. It's one of my favorite champions, but
if you've seen the One for All lately on the current patch,
my heartmustrings right now.
They don't want to do that. But if you've seen the latest patch with the One for All, 5 Ziggs is probably one of the most fun compositions that you can go with. It's so much fun.
I was told 5 Nidalees is
I will say Quick Shot Jonah had played that, and it was hilarious. Just spears everywhere. But we will see the Ziggs locked in, so you're going to be able to see him. I know he's one of your favorite champions, actually. You're so giddy right now. You're so excited to see him. And then we're going to see Edward back on Sona, which was his support champion.
No, he was forced to play it.
Yeah.
Look at every support. Look at every support that joined Gambit. What champion did they play?
Voidal played a lot of Sona. Darker forced to play a lot of Sona.
It's because Gambit are like, you're a support, you're playing Sona. He's OP.
She's just so good. I mean, that crescendo, that 5x crescendo can be so deadly. Edward always lands those. And I know he wasn't a big fan of playing Sona quite a bit, but it's the champion we know him to play, and not to mention all those photoshops of him on a Sona body.
It was.
I have to bring that one out.
I can't remember the name of the skin. It was
I can't remember either. I really can't.
Look at Sona. I can tell you which one it is. That one right there. It's Maven of the Strings. That's the one. Muse Sona. Just you've seen the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. You can see them. Someone tweet them to hashtag IEM. It's the pictures of Eddie's face on Sona's body.
Good stuff. So we see another pick in there. Let's forget what
Seshwani wasn't expecting that one either. So again, this is another change around from the red, trying different things, trying out the Kennen up against the Renekton in the top lane. That's actually a champion combo that may work. It's something they may be able to counter the Renekton with, maybe slow him down a little bit, because Kennen will farm very well in that top lane.
Yeah, and right now I'm worried about team fights, though. I mean, he can be controlled really well with the Vi, with the Renekton, and with the Sona, so he can't really do too much. But the Sejuani, I'm trying to think back. I know Snoopy played it back in Evil Geniuses in the summer split. Didn't really work out for him. We haven't really seen it be too successful, I think, in most of these matches. But the idea of it, I really love it. It's basically like an Amumu, except you can use it from range. You can catch them all with that ultimate and then kind of pull them together, set up for Kennen, set up for Zyra. They have a really good team fight-oriented composition. But still, it doesn't matter how good your composition is for what stage of the game if you can't get to that point successfully.
And I'm wondering if if Alex is planning on playing against Orianna in that mid lane with the Ziggs, or whether he's planning on something else, whether they're shifting the lanes around, maybe going 2v1 in the mid.
I don't see why he wouldn't go middle against Orianna. I mean,
He's got the range, so there's no reason to.
Yeah. And we saw Zig changes in the 3.13 patch, so he's a little bit stronger early on. That's where we've seen him played a little bit more, and also very strong at pushing. You can be interactive with other lanes with that ultimate. I'm really hoping for like a cross-map ulti to come in from him just to kind of see a smirk on his face when he lands it. But either way, it shouldn't be that bad for him. He has good range, he has good zoning potential, and also he has an escape mechanism with that W.
Well, Rivington will be happy because it is Karate Cannon. It's his skin that he has as his icon at right game. So Alex, it's right there on your screen. You can see joyous, happy, smiling, and why not? He just went 6-1-12 in the previous match. You're very happy, I see, Alex. Very happy.
And considering he was like, what, 2 minutes off of potentially getting Challenger last season, was it? You like did a marathon of streaming to kind of get it last second, and unfortunately didn't get it.
Which I always find hilarious when the LCS players can't get a Challenger.
There's a lot of people who deserve it in Europe, I would have to say, for that one. And Dimashka,
it's the Russian skin, isn't it?
Yeah, he's using the skin that was made for the launch event in Russia, and it's an awesome skin, I have to say. The red effects on it are really, really amazing.
Yeah, so here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne. It is the Pro Tournament Gambit up against the Red. The first of many matches. Of course, coming up after this will be Counter Logic Gaming up against Team Quality. Genja, sidestepping away from the Shuriken there. Does manage to catch one basic attack, but didn't get caught by the targeted spell. They do realize there is a 4-member team in there. There's actually a lot of pings coming out here, and Gambit may well get caught out of position because Red are continuing to push forward. They've just gone to get the ward placements down, and Wise they are stepping away in the right direction.
And we also can't forget that Ziggs does have an ability to check bushes. He can't see what's in there, but he can know if something's in there, as you see Demonko just try to dodge away. And one thing that kind of comes to mind as we are seeing the Red just kind of take control of the southern jungle of Gambit is that Fariz, he's actually not running any armor pen, flat or percent-wise, and we saw most Kennons in the summer split go for that, just for that early harass power when you build these Dorian's Blades, not to mention the lifesteal. So he's going for more of a magic penetration kind of build, and I want to see, can he go head-to-head up against Darian? Because, you know, the game prior, he did a great job. He was 3-0 at one point on that Shyvana.
He was 3-0, but it was Darian. Darian has a tendency to either...
What are you trying to say?
No, the thing with Darian, he'll either be absolutely godlike or he'll feed a little. And generally, it's feed a little. But when he does go godlike, it's pretty damn scary. And this may be the game. He was up against Shyvana. Shyvana is a strong champion currently in 3.13. Pretty much everybody is playing it or banning it so far. So, blue buff start for Gambit. That's going to be Diamond Prox taking that one away. And red buff start for Dimashka on Seshwani, the Russian Seshwani, the Russian bear Seshwani. I think that's the exact name of it. I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, it is the red buff start. And he will be going across the race. Is he going to rush through his blue? Looks like he will.
Yeah, it looks like he definitely needs to. I mean, it's Seshwani, you really can't afford to not take your blue early on. As you get the extra mana, you get the cooldown reduction, and you can really do well in your games, because what makes her so strong is your ability to just keep the other person slowed for so well, not to mention the damage you can really do behind that. But as we see early on, about 2.5 minutes in, a lot of trading come lane, which we didn't see the Red do last time. They were sitting back and letting Gambit take control of the lane.
Yeah, there was a lot of respect, I feel, in game one for respecting Eddie on Annie, so making sure he kept away from that stun. But this time around, it is Gambit once again starting to put the pressure down on towards Nixar. Nixar taking a lot of damage from Genja early on here. Thought about going full on aggression. I was amazed I didn't see a Flash Ignite coming out from Eddie there. I thought he may well go for that one. One more shot from Genja could well have been enough to burn through it, despite the fact he had barrier available.
I don't want to say it too much, but that was just a blatant mistake by Nixar and Demonko in the bottom lane. I mean, they realized that they were going to, or Gambit was going to hit level 2 before them. They didn't try to counter push to hit their 2 at the same time, and because of that, they just pushed him out of lane. Jinx doesn't really have a great escape mechanism, and from that, they get punished. Nixar's pushed out of lane, and that's really going to hurt him, because now it's 16-4 CS, and he's missing out on a giant wave right now.
Yeah, just brute force bullied them away from that lane. So good timing, good knowledge, game knowledge from Gambit, Eddie, and Genja. You see the stats along that bottom lane there. 21 CS, Annie in game 1. Picked up those 5 kills, got the double if you remember down at the Tribush. We'll see whether he does similar with Sona. He's famed somewhat for being the scumbag along with Crepo for taking those last hits just when maybe they should have gone to the AD carry.
I'm actually surprised. Is that it? Just 21? I mean, I was expecting like 40 or 50 on him. But yeah, it's shown though time and time again that Edward, with those kills, he really makes it work for him. He built a hunting guys last time on Annie, do a little bit more damage, get that little bit of penetration in here. But in the meantime, Diamond, he wants to keep vision of this side of the jungle. And Dimashka, he's going to be going for his race here. Now, I don't think he's spotted Diamond just yet, but he's trying to harass him.
He wants to get the big buff, but he's not going to go for it. He's actually caught himself well out of position. Where is Diamond going right now? The final golem's going to go across. Oh, I thought Fonko maybe was going to follow on through. Alexic instead does not come around and help out. Instead, he just back away. Let's look at this mid lane, because we see the rubber ring being thrown out. He's playing Pool Party Ziggs, which is actually Dustin Beck, Riot Redbeard's icon, so he'd be happy with that. Ooh, which is it? Or has he got the snow? I'm not sure. Pretty sure it's Pool Party.
You gotta be careful here, because if you get it wrong, he's probably looking at like Demon.
He's only the...
Sorry, man.
He's only the VP of esports and my ultimate boss, basically, so not important.
But, we talked about earlier on, Darien versus Fariz. And we were saying, Fariz, he did such a good job earlier on with that Shyvana in game number 1, but look at the CS difference right now. 34-22 as a range versus melee. Darren is just making his mark on this top lane, but Diamond coming in, they're going to go for a fight here, and look at the damage!
Yeah, Dimashka just realizing how much damage was going to go out towards him. They could actually return to this one on the tower, but instead they are going to back away. They don't really have vision of where Fomko is. They had backed away, but instead they choose to back away. So again, farming between the turrets coming out nicely for Darien. He was the man that started it all. I think it's safe to say that everybody has now copied and perfected that technique, certainly in Korea, but he was the man that started it all way back when in Intel Extreme Masters Kiev.
And it's working out so well for him. He's going to be able to get tanky enough early on. He even went for a Dorn's Blade because he realized, you know what, I'm winning this lane pretty well. I mean, I could probably take Ken in a 1v1, and he probably can when he returns. He will be 6 momentarily when he gets there. And this is a big problem for Red, because if Fariz gets behind, if he can't get some sort of advantage in his lane, his damage is going to mean nothing later on in these fights, because Darren will be too tanky, Diamond will be too tanky, and then the rest of Gambit can just blow him up. So he's either going to have to go for a zoning, that's his first item, if he wants to survive. Actually, no, he will have to go for that. I mean, there's no way around it.
Well, we are seeing the challenge coming out from Alex. It's going to go for that Athene's and Holy Grail early on. Needs that mana in there, looking to come around, and looks like he's going to ward up the blue. Is he going to ward up any coverage across there? He's just going to take a wander. He's going straight down towards that bottom. Now he's going to put the wards for the blue. That's actually a ward position. I'm not too sure whether he'd be able to do it 3.14. I haven't even had a chance to play the thing because, well, what's the point in looking at a patch that I'm not going to be covering for a while? As it stands, the balloons continue to get thrown out, or the bombs, whatever you'd like to call them. They are water balloons, as far as I'm concerned, in this match. However, look at the bottom. Dimonko going to get caught out. The ignites there. That's going to be enough. It's Eddie that's going to get first blood.
And who else would get that on Gambit either way? And we do see Nixar's not going to live.
Assault and Battery flashed away from, but it's not going to be enough. Genja picks up the second kill, and that surely will be the bottom turret as well.
And look at this. Diamond is level 6 when Nixar and Dimonko are level 4. And that all stems from what happened earlier on with Gambit rushing level 2, pushing Nixar to lane right away, so he had to return, missing a huge wave of CS. Because of that, they have a giant level advantage. They're going to be 6 before they're even 5 right now, and this just means something's got to happen. Dimashka is going to either have to camp down there to help them out quite a bit, or they're going to continue to lose their lives. They're going to continue to fall further behind in CS when it's already 56-30, and it's even forcing Nixar to go for a triple Dorn's Blade build again.
This is danger for Red. They are letting Darien, he's farming between the lanes, picking up the golems, just taking what he pleases in the jungle right now. And
he's going to steal it. He's going to go for a steal with his ulti.
He's going to try and see if that bomb will land. You can see.
Oh, he's going to get it too.
Well, he's going to have to time it
Here
very
comes.
well. He's got it. No, he didn't quite get it. No. Fomko got it. Good time.
Luckily for Red, they could see that coming though. So they're like, all right, take it right away because we don't want to lose it. And that's what the word was for Alex. He wanted to steal it away. It would allow Diamond to get blue. It would allow his ultimate to be on a quicker cooldown so you can constantly gank. Either way, Darien stealing red buff at the same time.
Taking away the red, and you know, just as he saw the jungler, it's simple mechanics. It's like your jungler can only be in one place at once. If he's busy trying to keep that blue buff taken away, well, you're going to lose your red because Darien, this big crocodile, is going to come around and Fariz is going to get caught down. There's the stun. He's in all sorts of trouble. It's another clean kill for Darien.
And that was a great job. I mean, taking the red and rotating right after that with Diamond towards the top side to pick up pretty much a free kill. You do see Crescendo come in.
Crescendo goes down, but is it going to be enough? I don't think it will be this time around. They're going to keep focusing racing on towards Nixar. Nixar taking a lot of damage. Dimonko trying his best to give him away. There's going to be the culling. Is it going to be enough? I'm not too sure. Nixar might turn this one back around. One more shot towards Genja should be enough. Has he got the Super Mega Death Rocket available? No, because he's still level 5.
And that... I can hear the crowd laughing at that one. Yeah, he's level 5, and he's not even halfway to level 6 just yet, but a great trade overall. Genja will be able to lifesteal most of this back here.
He better get it quick because he's about to hit 6, and the moment he hits 6, he's going to be firing that bad boy off. But I'm not too sure whether it's going to be enough. No, the heals coming out from Eddie desperately. He's low on mana, but he's popping out those heals as quick as he can. They need to put more pressure back on towards Nixar to prevent it, but if he gets caught and poked down with Dimashka joining in, they may well be in trouble. Dimashka's going to join him in this tri-burst. There it is. Throws out the ultimate stun. Oh, the chompers are not going to land either. Eddie blocks all the damage from Dimashka. And again, Genja just sidesteps it and walks away. While that's happening, Darian did die in the top. That's surprising. Finally goes down.
Yeah, he was farming between turrets yet again here. You can see that reflected in the CS difference, but right now Genja still getting low. I believe he got hit with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Yes, he did, but he still survived. And right now, Alex chasing down Famco here.
Oh, the Ignite comes in. One more. No, he's flashed out of it. One more balloon. No, tries to throw it out. Alex just goes too deep. Dimashka picks it up and Famco survives.
And more importantly, Dimashka gets blue buff on top of that, so it's going to help him out quite a bit. He already used that ultimate, though, so it won't have the reduced cooldown. But right now, with Gambit getting a little bit cocky, Red were able to take advantage of it, pick up 2 kills for themselves, take this goal difference to only about 2.4 thousand. And this is a great job by Red of getting back in the game, taking advantage of Gambit making mistakes.
Yeah, this is a pretty close start, but then again, it was last time as well. 10 minutes gone, no dragon taken just yet. Diamond Prox does a funky little dance and back to base, and Darian returns. Let's look what he's got. Spectral Wraith, Cowl on the top lane. Interesting. That's because we see already, obviously, the magic damage from Faris. He's already gone for those Sorcerer's Boots, so he's countering what he's up against in lane.
Yeah, that item, it's pretty standard on a Renekton, too. You build that into
it's such a strong item. Honestly, it works on any champion.
And you build it into a Visage, which directly helps Renekton when you already get health from your Q. That makes him really hard to deal with. He realizes it's a double AP composition, so build that magic resist a little bit early, then go for that Sunfire Cape, and it would be doing fairly well as Edward taking a little bit of damage bottom, but Genja's here to support him.
We do see also Diamond lingering around that mid lane, whether he's going to go across towards Famco. I feel they may well try and get revenge. They realize the flash is not available. Instead, he's going to pass by a ward heading down to the bottom. That's going to give prior warning. Darian once again between those lanes. This time he's going to get the regen on there. Once just little Cleave's going to come around. Dimashka getting caught out. Diamond Prox going one-on-one in the jungle. Can he do it against Shyvana? That's the question. Sorry, Seshwani. The choppers get thrown through. Oh, he uses Assault Battery to try and get on towards Nixar. Grasping Root comes through and again flashes away. No, he gets locked up and this time he will get taken down. Dimashka does manage to throw out that ultimate, but that was a lot burned to get one jungler. Now you can see Alex Siege. He's going to turn it back around. Shockwave pulled out though, and Dimashka tries to turn it back around. Eddie comes in there, Crescendo on towards Whisker. He does get the kill. Now we're going on towards Dimonko. Dimonko gets locked up. I can't keep up with the action because he's back and forward. But finally, Gambit to pick up the kill.
The kill indeed, Demon. Very true, as he was able to pick that one up. Again, taking advantage of Gambit and their mistakes, taking advantage of Diamond and his aggression to turn that around and pick up a kill. Now Edward, he wants to go for something here. He has double buffs. He potentially could do it.
Eddie continues around. He's in the enemy jungle trying to go for kills on Nixar. Nixar's the AD carry. What are you doing, Eddie? Get back into lane. You're meant to be the support. You're not an AD carry. Famco forced to back away from Diamond Prox in the mid lane. It's a back and forth crazy action match. Darian's cleaning out the raids now. He's just going where he pleases, as is Dimashka. This is a crazy, crazy match. 5-4 in kills. It is a 3,000 gold lead for Gambit, but right now the Red are starting to push them.
Yeah, they are, and they're trying to take all these little wins that they keep getting throughout this game and just kind of accumulate it into a big advantage, which they just haven't been able to do so far. But it is still signs of life. They were able to really, accumulate something, and that's what really counts right now. And the thing is, Dragon hasn't been taking this game, man, which is a little bit odd considering we're 13 minutes in, but it kind of shows that both teams really hesitant. Diamond going to be coming around for blue here, and Alex, he's going to try for the steal for a second time.
Oh, Famco's going to get charged up on. Oh, they've got different directions. What are they doing? He got across and got the steal, though. Nevertheless, Diamond Prox with the blue buff. That's the top tower going down as well for Darian. So Gambit suddenly turning around a couple of advantages in their favor.
A fantastic job by Gambit to kind of just swoop right back into that, and Darren, he's been farming between those two turrets. pretty much the entire game so far, and he has a 50 CS lead as we do see Genja going in.
A full burst of the Cullen, but unfortunately the plants blocked it out there, and that shows just exactly how much damage that ulti can do when it's on low level. Next to nothing is simply the case. Diamond Prox, is he being sneaky enough? I think he might be. Oh, they would have been spotted now. Dimashka realizes he's got 2 members there. He's coming around. He's going to be Funko. They try and target on towards Super Mega Death Rocket. Assault Battery. There's not even Jinx available in this match. He don't care. He's down the bottom. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but nevertheless, this Darian in all sorts of trouble. Funko's not going to go down, but Darian is. But no, they just try and defend it. The barrel's coming out. Can they take another one down? Would you believe it? They're still dying. Nixar flashes through, but he's going to get away with a slither of health. Eddie picks up another kill in the bottom. Dimonko going down. Back and forth action across the map, and still the fight for the red.
Those Red Bulls, Demon. But yeah, I mean, we saw fights break out everywhere, and a great ward by Gambit in that Wraith Bush to spot when anyone was coming from the red side to stop that red take, and they saw it, they went for it, they were able to pick up those kills, even though Darien did go down, but he's finished his Spirit Visage, and right now, still a huge CS lead across the board. I mean, we didn't even touch on the 80 carries right now. Genja has 203 and 128 CS to the 57 of Nixar. Nixar's level 7 to the level 9 of Genja. They are constantly pressuring him and not allowing him to get in this game at all.
So, 15 minutes gone in the game. Let's slow things down a little. Let's calm it down, calm it down, calm it down. Everybody's been back to buy items. We're seeing Trinity Force being built up by Genja, so he's going for that for a first item instead. We saw Infinity Edges earlier on. He's on his own down the bottom there. Pressure on towards the turrets, but better actually putting Gambit through the paces here, though. But is this Gambit in full control, or is this Gambit just toying with their prey?
The thing is, no matter how many kills Red gets right now, they're not getting anything from it. I mean, yeah, they're getting gold, but look at the farm. I mean, that right there just shows you that Gambit, even though they do die, they're constantly farming. They're constantly picking up items. Genja, I mean, he's sitting on 2,200 gold right now to spend when he goes back. And it's really applying a lot of pressure to the red. But right now, you see the potential of a 3-man gank in this bottom lane as Sejuani is coming down. But Dimashka, he's going to be spotting Diamond here in a second.
This could be bad times. They know that Dimonko is there. He's waiting around. Dimashka's going to get caught out on. Diamond goes in, tries to dash away. Has he got a Assault Battery available? He did, but he didn't go for it. Had no vision instead of the Dragon Pit, and will work his way down to the bottom, but the ward will spot them out, and they realize and back up once again. So no craziness going to happen right now. Gambit continue to push the pressure, though, and look at this. We've had a change around in the top lane. Funko caught out. Shockwave used. He should be safe. No, he won't, because the flash from Darian may close the distance. He's going to have Slice and Dice available in a minute. He's taking a lot of damage. Funko just about using the defensive ball. Turns it back around. Wow! Darian manages to get the kill in the end. Faris is going to come and clean up, though. That will be an easy pickup for him. But that was aggressive stuff from Darian. I think Gambit are just having fun.
I would say they're definitely doing that a little bit right there, but they're also still trying to win, as you can see. I mean, with Darian overextending, they pick up a Dragon right off the back of that. And one thing that's kind of worrying me right now is we've had a lot of people talk about this to us, is that Genja, he likes to accumulate a lot of gold, but never goes back and spends it until, 10 minutes after he probably needed to. And right now you wonder, with that Triforce done, would he have been able to pick up a couple of more kills on Nixar? But, it's Lucian. He gets really an extra amount of damage just from leveling alone, not necessarily in items. So by staying in lane, he's been getting the levels. He's been applying a lot of pressures. He hits level 7, so he's going to be able to probably pick up a kill here with the Flash ultimate coming out of Edward. Look for it, because that's what's going to kick it off.
Oh, they're going to be the flash crescendo. Nixar's going to get caught out. Stranglethorns will go down, but Genja comes in. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. And that's going to be Gambit picking up the bottom turret. They are now cleaning house. They have an 8,000 gold lead, 9-6 in kills, and 3-0. All the outer turrets are now down.
Exactly. I mean, the kills don't really tell the story, but Alex, he's getting caught here, but can he turn it around?
Well, I'm not too sure. We're going to see Assault Battery zooming in, and Diamond Prox comes in to save the day once again. Dimashka, that's a juicy target that Diamond wanted. I don't think he's going to be able to get it.
Unfortunately not for him, as we did see Alex try to ult him here, but he flashed out of it. But either way, they're going to get a turret off it. They're going to get their hunger quenched by a little bit more gold off of this turret. In the meantime, you're seeing Famco go bottom. Like, they're trying to react to wherever Gambit's going, but the moment they get there, Gambit's already somewhere else.
That's going to be the middle inner turret going down. Minions will close that one out. They move towards the top, where Darian continues to shove on through. Look at the items he's built as well. Look for the pickaxe now as his second item. What's he building towards? Last Whisper? Yeah. I mean, Infinity Edge, who knows it's Darian?
I would hope not if it was Infinity Edge, and I would make a bet on it right now, but I still realize Carmack's here, and he thrives off those opportunities. So I'm going to say it's going to be a Last Whisper, but you see, the Red, they're trying to respond with it. They're building up Azonias on Faris, which we kind of expected him to go for, but the items he has are just not on par. Nixar, he can go down here.
What are you doing, man? Going in there. Darian's happy to tank this one out. He's going to put those chompers down, but it's not going to be enough. That's an easy pickup for Darian. His support comes in with the grasping roots, but it is all over for him. Genja now focusing in there, putting the damage down towards Fonko. Shockwave comes out there. The support comes in, but it's going to be too much, and Genja will go down. Eddie is in there. He's got Crescendo available. 3 members, uses the Crescendo, and just has to back away. That's 2 down. Alex Ich comes in. They're going 1 by 1. What are you doing, Gambit? They keep going in. The high heals are not going to be enough. It's a triple kill. They're gifting it back to Red on a plate, and Fireys is taking every single bite.
I feel like they're playing Iron Man right now, where they send one man in and out of time to see if he can pull off an ace by himself, and it just seems clearly not working right now, even though they got the kill on a Famco. But to sacrifice 3 people and to give those over to Kennen to Faris, that's exactly what he wanted. That's exactly what he needed on top of that. He's sitting on 2,800 gold, so that Zonius will be done when he goes back, and that will make him that much stronger. And right now, if Gambit, the thing is, they have a lot of they have a huge gold lead, 9,000, but if they keep getting over kills and they allow Red to farm up, then the team fight capability that Red has can really overpower them.
It's not quite over 9,000 right now, but it's almost there. Darian was looking possibly for a kill on Faris. If he clears out this wave, maybe it will go over 9,000. But, well, we have the Trinity Force along with the Vampiric Scepter for Genja. Meanwhile, his counterpart Nixar is having a horrific time. 100 CS advantage built up by Genja because Nixar simply put has not been able to get a break. He went up to the top lane and then found a giant crocodile ready and waiting to pounce on him. Alex Ich honestly hasn't had a great impact on this game as Ziggs, unfortunately, as I'd like to see it. Lichbane now picked up by him along with Athenes. He's actually quite far ahead of Fomko in terms of farm and I guess gold because universally his team is picking up a lot more objectives, but hasn't been too impactful so far.
Yeah, he really hasn't, but I think as the game goes on, he's going to continue to power up really well. You know, with the fact with that Lichbane and the changes to Ziggs, he can push very quickly and he can take towers down very fast. And then if you have a 1v1, he's most likely going to be able to pull that one off, considering how far the Red is behind right now.
So we see the top lane waves going to get pushed in, bottom lane waves does see Genja on his own pushing in, and the mid lane waves as well also being driven forward. Dragon's up in a minute and a half, so Gambit simply seeing what opportunity they can create. Alex Ich is going to nudge on through. That tower's actually not really been touched, despite the fact that we've seen a lot of farming between the lanes. But look at this, they're caught out of position. These are possibly caught between a rock and a crocodile. I'm not too sure which one's going to win. Dominus actually going down. Darian's taking a hell of a lot of beating because the team are not on the same wavelength. Oh, assault battery towards Fireys. Fireys is going to get caught down. Has to use that Zoni's hourglass. While this is all happening, the rest of his team are piling on. There's the assault battery. Oh, Shockwave comes down. Does manage to save the bacon of Dimashka, but they do force away. Darian is so tanky. He flashes in, goes aggressive. Crescendo comes out. Gambit going to clean up here. Can they get another one down? They cannot. The barrels won't land the ignite. Oh, Nixar just about survives there. Fonko hanging on for dear life. One more shot from Genja is going to be enough. Alex Ich will pick that one up. And that is a 3-for-1 and a turret for Gambit.
And the thing is, that could have been a great fight for Red, but they're just so far behind in gold, so far behind in items. The Monko Stranglethorns that came out, zoned out 3 members of Gambit. It allowed them to deal with Darian and deal with Diamond in this pretty much 4 or 5-on-2, but they just didn't have the damage to kill them. If they had maybe 5,000-6,000 gold more in their pockets, they could have killed them and then just completely gone through the rest of that fight, taking it very easily. But this is just Gambit kind of showing it that we're going to overpower you even if it's a bad fight for us.
Well, Genja shoving the wave with the culling in the mid. That's going to pile on the minions on towards that inhibitor turret. Do a itty-witty bit of damage on towards it, but as it stands right now, it is Gambit in full control. 15-11. That's 11,000 gold lead as well, 5-0. Red still yet to get even close to taking down one of those turrets.
And Dragon, I can't remember if it's even been taken once this game. I think maybe once by Gambit,
yeah,
but
Gambit
that's
took
just
it
about
once,
it. I think they realize, you know what, we don't even need these objectives. We're having a good time picking up kills, picking up farm. And right now I'm trying to think, what can the Red do to get back in this? And they're trying to, with all the wards they have down in their jungle, they need to see where Gambit's coming from so they could potentially pick up 1 kill, you know, in a 5-on-1. But even at this point, Gambit's staying so grouped that it doesn't even matter.
The Crescendo goes down, Dimashka does get caught out, and that is going to be an easy kill once again. Even the bombs coming out. Diamond Prox wants to carry on here. Chompers were getting thrown down, so they're going to keep them back as well as spotting out that ward, but They're even going to take the Wraith away, the large Wraith. Oh, look at this. Eddie going one-on-one with Bomko. There he is. He's going to dive across Fireys. He's the only man that's really picking up kills right now, but he is being targeted. Alex Itch takes him down. Darian just getting in amongst the whole team. Demonko has to flash away. It leaves Bomko all alone. He gets sliced and diced. Darian coming back on towards it. The Ignite's going to be enough. And Darian is on fire.
And like a badass, you walk away once you know they're going to die with that Ignite. They're going to go for a push on this inhibitor turret. They're going to probably get it here as well. Right now, Gambit, they're pretty much looking to close out this game. And with how strong they are, with how tanky they are, with how much damage they have, there's no reason for them to keep going in this game. There's no reason to come drag it out even further.
No, they're going to keep on driving on through. They see the blue buff being picked up, the Cullen being picked up, a stun from Dimashka, just trying to be as much as they can to keep him away. Darian, being the boss that he is, continues to just drive them forward while the rest of the team take down the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor will follow. Everybody respawning on the red, so expect Gambit to step away the moment they take this one down.
Or do
unless they can pick up a kill maybe en route.
And they don't have the inhibitor down just yet, but they're continuing to fight.
Oh, Nixar's going to get taken so low. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Alex Itch takes him down. Inhibitor follows. Gambit may just follow on through.
And they're going to continue fighting here. I mean, they really have no reason to back just yet. We have the Chalice done on Edwards so he can keep his team healthy, keep healing them up as much as possible. Ultimates are coming up here very soon for a lot of members, and they're just biding their time until minions get here.
Darian is dancing and laughing on the floor there and keeping the full-on taunts going on towards the red. I'm sure there's probably a little bit of banter between these teams. I'm actually looking at chat. There's nothing being said in-game, but you know, two Russian teams, when they face off against each other, there's going to be a little bit of banter.
How do you know what they're
there,
saying in chat? Demon learned Russian without telling anyone.
Well, you never know. You never know. I have secret powers. Russian is not one of them. Oh, Gambit. Oh, no. Red, if they push any further, they're going to get caught out here, and they may well do that just in case. They can see the grasping roots on towards Darian will slow him down, but he is an absolute beast in front line for Gambit in this match.
Still just dancing away. I mean, they realize how far they are ahead right now. 15.2 thousand gold lead. No need for Baron as well. With the inhibitor being down, they can just wait for Super Minions to push just like last game and push another lane down, especially with that Lich ban. And Alex even using his ultimate in the top lane to clear the wave.
The Culling going down. That's going to be slice and dice. Demonko's going to get caught down. He's going to get single-handedly targeted. Is it going to be enough, though? Fireys pops in with his ultimate, tries to take him down the moment that Sonya's Hourglass works off. Diamond Prox is in there. Crescendo use, catching on towards 2-3 members. Bomko's going to get caught out. Ignite will be enough to take him down. Dimashka just off the side. He's going to go down to Alex Itch as well. Nixar's the next focus target. Darian's going to try and get a stun on towards him. Diamond Prox closes out on towards Fireys. That's going to be the mid lane completely decimated. It's a 3-for-0 fight once again for Gambit, showing they are in full control. And honestly, this is the Gambit we know and love. They are toying with their prey, they are having fun, and they are enjoying League of Legends.
And look what Edward picked up at the last second. Magi Soul Stealer not going to give him any stacks here. But either way, Gambit going to clean this one up here, and they're going to advance on into the next round.
Yeah, so Cloud9 await them in the next match. That will be tomorrow morning, I believe. That will be happening. So what a match you guys want to see. I know we saw Fnatic versus Cloud9 at the World Finals in Los Angeles just last month. This time around, we're going to see Gambit versus Cloud9. It's a 2-0 victory here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne over the Red.
So I really want to give a lot of credit to the Red. I mean, they didn't give up at all. You realize how far they were behind. They kept trying to work on their strategies. They kept trying to catch Gambit out. But it just didn't matter. The gold lead was just too heavily in favor of Gambit. And honestly, they're probably going against the team they look up to. You know, in Russia, being Gambit Gaming, the Russian powerhouse that we always call them, to be able to play against them, to be able to go head-to-head in the first, 5 to 10 minutes, it's got to be honestly an honor for them.
I'm pretty sure when they traveled here, they were fairly certain of the result. But like you say, it's good to play against them. This is one of the top teams in Europe. You know, they get to play against one of the most experienced teams, certainly in their own country, which they actually don't get a chance to play them too often. But Gambit, I guess you could say, probably one of the most successful European teams out there, because they've won more than most in terms of they've got third place joint with CLG EU as they were back then. Which Fnatic have also matched. So everybody in Europe so far, the top 3 have done that. But think of all the Intel Extreme Masters they won. They won 6 of the 7 visits, including the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships back in 2011. And if they can get their name on the cup again, they'll be very happy, because that's the tournament that they enjoy winning.
Yeah, I mean, that's what got them started. The Intel Extreme Masters, like you said, in Kiev.
It's
like
what pulled the team together. It's what began.
This is their tournament.
This is their grassroots tournament. And like you mentioned, the Red, who knew Moscow 5 when they came into that tournament? Nobody knew them. And they just swept everyone aside, including the likes of TSM Dignitas that were there. Nevertheless, we are going to go through to Joe and Crepo, who will be taking us through the analysis. I'm not too sure how exactly they're going to analyze a sweeping victory where you toy with your prey, but that's what they're going to do.
I think you pretty much nailed it there, Demon. Actually, we were discussing exactly the same thing before we came out here. It's hard to really break down what happened there because it was a very, very convincing 2-0 win from Gambit.
I mean, what do you say? Gambit played well. They got really far ahead, and then they took the foot off the pedal and they just toyed around a little bit. Yeah, they got caught. They even gave a triple kill, but just showing like how many kills they gave up in such rapid succession, how little that meant to the overall flow of the game. Just showed that they were in complete control. They were having some fun, and they just, yeah, they took it, typical Gambit style.
And it's obviously it's too early to say Gambit are back. This is the old Moscow 5. I mean, all 5 players are there right now.
It's a start.
It's a start. That's it. They got their first tournament win under their belt. Do we see any weaknesses that maybe will hinder their chances come tomorrow?
I mean, everybody can look and say, oh my god, Gambit was overreaching and a little too confident, but will they show the same amount of, like, not even disrespect, or just like laxness towards a team like Cloud9? I doubt it. I think they will go up against the match wanting to win, especially proving again like the NA versus Europe like balance, World Finals reaching back. There's definitely a lot more in the line there. Gambit will be a lot more prepared, a lot more serious. We saw some glimpses again though of the good old Gambit synergy, like Flash Crescendo, Vi ulti coming in, just wombo combo, immediate death for the enemy team. I mean, that's what got them that far in the lead. You can't underestimate that they still outplayed their opponents to such a level that there was such a big lead that it didn't even matter anymore.
Well, Cloud9 were watching that game upstairs, but realistically, did they learn much from that one? I mean,
Edward plays Sona.
Edward plays Sona, who would have thought it maybe even play Thresh if you give him a chance. We saw Ziggs coming out from Alexic. Is that a likely pick against someone like Cloud9 though?
Yeah, Ziggs is a lot better than he used to be, and they might use him a lot different tomorrow, or maybe play a little more serious. You saw Alex going for buff contests at least. Synergy with Diamond there, like trying to get the enemy blue buff, get his own blue buff, get map control that way, join the invade. So, but Alex can play anything. I mean, what's to separate his Ziggs from his Kha'Zix play or whatever he ends up playing tomorrow? Anyways, he's a very strong mid laner. Like, he has his team to back him up. Diamond Proc seems to be doing really well again. Or, well, not even again, just constantly.
Yeah.
It's Diamond Proc
still.
So, I think Gambit will be strong. I have no idea how strong Cloud9 will be after the break, for example. So, we'll have to see tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see that tomorrow. But first, before we move into our next best 3, we're going to go over to Shox, who stood, actually, with Diamond.
Absolutely, thank you very much. Yes, congratulations, Diamond. A stellar performance here against the Red. I'd like to ask you first a little bit about bans and picks. And in that second game, you went on Vi 2 games in a row, and they picked Sejuani. What do you think of her matching up against Vi, or maybe is Sejuani viable right now?
Okay, Sejuani is a very strong champion, just especially in their team composition, like they have a lot of AoE stuns and something like that, and Jinx as well, like the best AD carry for this team composition. But overall, Sejuani farms jungle really, really low, which you could see, like, I was ahead of her, like, in 20 or 30 minions early.
You talk about Jinx, and I'd also like to talk about the other AD carry. You picked Lucian. You banned him in the first game. Do you think he's really strong and you're afraid to face him, or was there another strategy?
Yeah, we think he is a very strong AD carry, but I don't know. He's not the best AD carry, I think. We just banned him because they knew that enemy's AD carry playing him very, very well.
All right, now a lot of people were, of course, looking forward to seeing you guys playing again with Edward in the team, and it seemed like you guys were having a lot of fun, especially in the second game. How are you experiencing the atmosphere in the team right now?
Atmosphere in the team right now is very, very good. Like, it wasn't that good since, I don't know, already a year now, and now we're ready to win. Let's see.
Now you're ready to win. So tomorrow you have that matchup versus Cloud9, the North American team. How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's going to be a hard match for us, especially for me, because I think Meteos is one of the best junglers in the world. But I didn't see them for a few months. I don't know have they changed something or not, but let's see tomorrow.
Indeed, let's see tomorrow. It's going to be an incredible matchup, that Gambit Gaming versus Cloud9. Thank you very much, Diamond. And as for us, we'll be going over to Paul to check in with the contest.
Yes, thank you very much, Shocks, and thanks to the guys as well. We're going to take a little break in a moment. Before we get there, we've got the results of the audience participation competition. Try saying that when you've had some sherbets. It is, of course, the Draw Crepo competition. And unfortunately, the audience didn't know that when we asked them to do their best impression on paper of Crepo, that he would actually be here to judge it. Yeah. So, you ready? You ready?
I'm not, but I'll find out.
Okay, the winner of this actually gets a HyperX headset and a HyperX 8GB RAM pack as well. So it's a decent old prize. Right, let's go with number 1. There you go. Hold that up to the camera as well. So that's a reasonable likeness, apart from the tash. But you know, if you draw one on your finger, yeah, it'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Well, it's always not as good as I would paint myself, but it's a start.
Okay, but that's all right. Hold on to that one then. If you get a better one, then throw that one away. Yeah, well, I don't know about ripping it. That could be quite harsh, but on the floor would probably be best, sir. Yes. Okay, you ready for number 2? Okay, brace yourself, gents. There we go. That's number 2. That's number 2. Okay. Can you put the same face? What was that?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a toss-up. I mean, I don't like to believe I'm not as orange as I am on that one, so let's stick with number 1 for now.
Okay, so number 1's still leading. Number 3's coming in. Here it is. There's a sort of Bieber thing going on there, maybe.
Very artistic.
You're very diplomatic. I like this about you, Mitch.
I just don't want this to happen again and get even worse portraits. So I like all of you for the effort, and you're doing a great job. And keep nurturing your artistic talents, because you need it.
Okay, this is number 4. We're nearly at the end of these, by the way. Not everyone submitted their entries. So I might go and find some more. If there's some floating around. That's number 4. What do you think of that one? I like that. It's good. What do you reckon?
Sounds like, not even sounds, looks like something I could draw. Yeah, it's motivational. Go Crepo tells me to believe in myself. I like this one. It's a winner.
Really? Okay. So that's the new leader, is it?
It's more about the message, you know. Art portrays a message, and it's not all about just beauty and lines and all. No, I like the message that says "Go Crepo," and I believe.
Have you been to the Alex Garfield School of PR?
Yes.
Yes, he says. Okay. Okay. There's number 6, I think. Here we go. This is very nice. I like this one. What do we reckon of that? Look at that. That's fantastic. I like that. Yeah, there was another one on the back as well, but I think they may have submitted that one. Yeah. Okay. So what do you reckon?
Well, this is one of the popular memes on the internet. People like pausing streams and then get my what they call a derp face. I've embraced it by now. So actually, it's a powerful copy of the actual derp face. So let's keep it. It's a little more negative though, but let's keep it tied for the winner right now.
Okay, all right, tied. I've got one more here. In fact, I've also got another one at the end, which Carmack has submitted, which you can't win the prizes, Carmack. But I've got this one. Hold this one up, Mitch, for me, would you? And point that to the camera. Now, I don't want to say anything, but that looks like a blow-up doll to me.
How would you know that, Paul?
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked, because Jason told me.
Great comeback. Yeah, I'm the biggest fan of. Maybe if EG wants to release the blow up Crepo doll, we can all ask them nicely online. For now, we'll just skip that into the more thought section. So yeah.
Okay, so we need a winner from you. We need a winner. Which one are we going for? One or the other? Very quickly. Oh, hold on. Another late submission. All right. Okay. Well, we'll go through the last minute entries in a moment. We've got a winner. Which one are we going for? We're going for this one. Whose is this one? Come down here and join us. Come down here. Well done, sir. Brilliant. Come over here. Have your drawing back. Crepo's going to sign that for you as well. We've got some prizes. Where's our stage manager? Lovely. There you go. Hand him over the prizes. Lovely. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner of the art competition. These last submissions are ridiculous. Look at that from Joe. I don't even know if you want to share that, but that's from Joe. That's a representation of his drawing.
Shows about as much depth as his casting skills, so...
Okay, shots fired, ladies and gents. We've also got one from Carmack, which is this. I don't even believe he's drawn that. Does he really have skills? That's amazing. I actually think that's pretty good. What do you reckon?
I'll just frame it and hang it above my bed and just stare at it every night. Thank you, Carmack.
He's such a gent. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Crepo. Okie dokie. We are going to take a very quick break now, and when we come back, our second and final quarterfinal of the day. Yes, it's the last game of the day. We'll be right back.